welcome back. We are now on week number 6, and we are hoping that you are making progress and reaching your goals that you're wanting, that you've been setting. And so today we're just going to go ahead and jump on in, and we're going to be talking about ways to get more active. How do we move more in our everyday life? But how do we move more with a purpose so that we're getting that moderate physical activity level? So today we're going to go over 3 different things, 3 points. The first one is going to be the purpose of getting more active. The second way is going to be how do we get that extra activity in, and details on how to track your physical activity better. So the first one is why? Why do we need to be more active? What is the purpose behind being more active? And the big reason is that we want you to be able to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. There's nothing that feels better than achieving that goal. And so your physical activity goal is a very trackable number. So it's something that we can see that you are reaching that goal. And so we want that for you. I know it can be an encouragement. So we want you to try and get to 150, but that might not be your goal right now. So if your goal right now is 80 or 70, we want to help you to just move more so that you can hit that goal as well. And as along with that, we also want you to be more active so that maybe a long-term goal of losing weight might start happening, or maybe just controlling your blood sugars better, because all of those fit into being more active. So, what are some ways to get more active? So, there are different things that you can do. And on page 3 of your participant guide is Olga's story. And I'm just going to show you the page of Olga's story and encourage you to go ahead and flip to it and read along with me. So, this is Olga's story. And Olga tried to increase her physical activity, and she did it at 1 week, and then she increased it at 2, 3, 4, and 5. But she didn't just increase the length of time that she was doing it. Olga changed a few things in order to help her to increase the moderate activity level of what she was doing. So on week 1, she just took a stroll around the block. It takes her about 10 minutes, and she did this for 3 days. Then on week 2, she went around the block 2 times, and it took her 17 minutes. And she did that for 5 days. Week 3, she increased it again to 3 times around the block, and it took her 21 minutes. And she did it for 7 days. So, not only between week 1, 2, and 3 did she increase the number of blocks that she was walking, or the number of times she was walking around the block, but she also increased the amount of days that she was doing it. And I know that not always do we have the possibility of increasing the number of days. We may only have 3 days a week that we can get that physical activity, but there might be weeks that we do have more days, 4 or 5 days. And so Olga was able to increase the days she was doing it, but she also was able to increase the amount of time. But what we'll notice on week 4 and 5 is some things changed. So on week 4, Olga followed the same walking schedule as in week 3, which she walked 3 times around the block for 7 days a week. But on top of that, she added some hills to her route, and she also did 2 sets of 3 reps with a resistance band. Then on week 5, she followed that same walking schedule of walking 3 times around the block for 7 days. But she also did 3 sets of reps of 5 with the resistance band. So what you'll notice is that Olga was changing different things up each week. She wasn't doing the same thing, and sometimes she was even taking a different route. So she was adding hills into it, but there are other things too that you can do to help to increase your minutes of moderate activity. So maybe it is taking a different route that includes more hills to it. But maybe it's just walking faster. It's setting a timer for 15 or 20 seconds and walking as hard as you can for those 15 or 20 seconds. Another thing that I do sometimes is when I am running or when I'm walking, I'll pick a landmark and say, okay, until I get to this landmark, I'm going to walk as fast as I can. Or you can add other things in and say, maybe until I get to this spot, I'm going to do high knees. or I'm going to march and see how high I can pull my legs up. Those are different things that you can do. You can carry a water bottle in your hand, or carry cans in your hands, or weights to add a little bit more weight to it as you're walking. Making sure that you're pumping your arms, getting your arms in, moving. That'll help with burning more calories as well, or burning more energy. So other things too that you can do to just be more active in general is maybe when you're at the grocery store, seeing how quickly you can walk through the grocery store, or how fast can you walk from the car that's parked at the very back of the parking lot to the front door of that parking lot. And so that may help you to get an extra few minutes of moderate activity, and just pretend that it's raining and you don't want to be outside, or pretend that it's cold. And so that way then you don't want to be out there anyway. So you just walk as fast as you can. And that helps get that heart rate up a little bit higher and get you into the store faster. So just getting that extra activity is just really important. And we want to encourage you to continue to do that. So other things that you can do as well is to do repetitions of things like an exercise band, or doing reps of different activities. If you're doing like a HIIT workout where you're doing high intensity or something like that. So today I brought an exercise band with me, and I'm kind of explain to you what is the difference between the number of reps versus the number of sets that you're doing. What do these words mean? So say our first activity is to take your exercise band, and we're going to take our arms and we're just going to go out wide. And so this is really going to be working on like this muscle right here. And so we're going to be doing 5 reps. And a rep is the number of times that you're going to stretch the band. And so we're going to do 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to do that set of 5 3 different times. So that set of 5, that grouping of 5 is now going to be a set. So the first 5 we did was 1 set. So we did 5 reps of 1 set so far. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second set. So we've now done 10 altogether, but we did 2 reps, 2 sets of 5 reps. So we'll go ahead and finish this last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is something that you can do to where you can add things as well and make it a little bit more difficult. So maybe you have spent the last 3 times doing exercise band activities, and you've been doing 3 sets of 5 for all of them. So maybe you bump it up and you do 3 sets of 10, or maybe you do 4 sets of 5, or you can also add in extra exercises. So maybe you do 3 sets of 5 of each exercise, and so you just add in a new one. And also with the exercise bands, other things you can do is you can get bands that have more resistance to them. So that then would give you a little bit more of a workout going on. So, what we're going to be sending you in the next video along with this is going to be me doing some exercises for you guys to do with resistance bands. So, I will be providing everybody with a resistance band. So, go ahead and you'll want to pull those out in just a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and just finish and give you guys an opportunity to set another goal for yourself this week. So making sure that we are tracking and tracking it completely. So there might be things that we think that maybe we're doing a little bit more physical activity than we're actually doing. So making sure you're doing that talking test to count it as a moderate activity. So remember, to see if it's a talking test is that you can talk, but you can't sing. So if you're able to still sing, whether it sounds like a dog howling or like you could be in the opera, if you can still do it, it doesn't count then it doesn't count as moderate activity. So trying to get that heart rate up a little bit higher before we can count that as moderate activity. But making sure that you are tracking that, because sometimes we might not be tracking enough of it. So really trying to keep a hold. And if you are wearing a Fitbit, you might look at your Fitbit when you are doing these exercises and seeing, okay, what is my heart rate when I can't talk, when I can't sing anymore? And just then check in to see, okay, so if my heart rate is at about 130, then I'm no longer able to sing. That is a really good heart rate for me. And it might vary from person to person on what that moderate heart level is going to be for you. And so then that could be another goal for you, is to set a goal of trying to get your heart rate up to a certain number for a certain period of time. So that can be something else that you track, and that can be something else to help increase those physical activity minutes. Okay, and other things you can do in your fitness log as well is trying to write down, how did you feel when you were doing this? So maybe you went on a walk today and you walked to the top of campus, and by the time you got up there, you felt like you were going to die, and you could no longer breathe. That is definitely moderate activity. So writing down those things, or maybe you did your exercise band and you did 2 sets of 5, and you felt like when you were done that you could do another 30 of those. Then that shows you that next time, maybe you should increase that and do a little bit more. So if you're a little bit more detailed in your fitness log, if you are writing it down, or seeing if on MyFitnessPal, if there is a section to keep notes, or on your phone, just in the notes section, that would work as well. Trying to keep the just that record of what do I feel like when I'm done, to help kind of put you ahead of the game next time, so you know a little bit more that you can do. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and summarize and finish up. So today we've talked about why we need to increase our physical activity, some ways to increase our physical activity, and just remembering to track, writing everything down. So now I want you guys to just go ahead and take a minute and write down a new fitness goal that you may have, or a new goal that you would like to set. Remember, though, that when you are setting your goals, you want to make them realistic, doable, specific, and realistic. Okay? So, trying to set a small goal that you can step towards for next week. And as always, please feel free to read over the rest of the participant guide. It gives you other ideas for building your muscles, arm curls with resistance bands. It gives you ideas for wall push-ups, as well as arm raises and weights. And for those of us that might have an injury somewhere, making sure that you are doing exercises that's not hurting whatever particular body part is hurting. So if you have something wrong with your shoulder, push-ups might not be the best for you. So trying to find things that will work. You can do seated exercises if your shoulders are hurting, and if maybe your knee hurts, then doing exercises that aren't going to bother your knee as well. And then one thing I do really like is on the back of page 4, it gives you about 10 ideas. It gives you 10 different things of other ways to increase your physical activity. So look those over as well. See, maybe this could be something that you incorporate one of these into your goal. And on for those of you guys that do the Go 365 and you track your vitality points, you can actually get on there and set an activity. And you can set one activity for every 4 weeks, and you get 25 points for the activity if you achieve it. And so that may be something else. You can get more points for Go 365, and it'll help you increase your activity. So there's things from like walking the dog to walking upstairs to doing a physical activity break at work. So any of those are great options. So take a look on your Go 365, because that might be super helpful as well. Okay, well, go ahead and don't forget to do your goal before you get done doing this video today. And remember, I'll be sending you another video with exercise bands. Okay, So, everybody, get out your resistance bands. We're going to be doing 5 to 6 different exercises today. We're going to start off a little bit easier and doing some arm exercises. So, what you're going to do, you're going to take your resistance band and put it about a shoulder width distance apart. Get it good and tight. You can curl up if you want to curl it, doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 of every exercise. So like we talked about in the video earlier, we're going to do 10 repetitions. We're going to do 10 reps, and we're going to do 3 sets of everything. But we're going to do it in a loop, so it's not so painful. Okay, so we're going to start off. Keep your arms straight out, and you're going to go do 10 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. So now for our next exercise, you're going to take one arm, put it back behind your head. Okay, so you're going to want to reach up and grab it with the other one. Now, we're going to be working on taking it up. So you want it to be tight when it is back here. Okay, so we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to switch to the other arm. Okay, so it should look like this. Grab it, make it tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, we're going to take it, you're going to put it on the floor, we're going to step on it, grab hold of this pretty tight, make sure your foot is really on it, otherwise it'll fly. You're going to do 10 straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, switch, stomp on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's our 10 for that one. Next, what we're going to do is that we are going to work on, we're going to take it behind our head. So you're going to take it back here. So last time we did it, and it was in front of here, like this. So now we're going to take it, and we're going to do it up in the air. Okay, so you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to do one with our legs. So you're going to have a seat, take your band. You'll tie it around right below your knees where your shins are. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to put your knees, your legs about a shoulder distance apart. You're going to sit on the very edge of your chair if you can, without falling off. If you need to hold on, you can hold on to like an armrest or something. Okay, and you're going to just pull your legs out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you would like to do this standing up, you can. You don't have to sit down to do it. If you'd like to get a little bit more workout in, you can either do it as a walk or as a jump. So you can 1, 2, 3, doing it like that where you're stepping back and forth. Or if you're feeling really adventurous and you would like to jump, you can do it just like that. Okay, so next we're going to go back to another one. We're going to start off seated again. And we are going to, instead of taking your legs and going apart, you're going to take them and try to go diagonal. Okay, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you really want to stretch that band because the resistance, that stretchiness is what is causing our resistance. 9, 10. Great. Okay, we're going to do it all again from the top. Okay, so we're going to start off, and we're going to go quicker this time. I'm not going to explain things to you anymore. Okay, so straight in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Pull it down. Make it good and tight. Good and tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Okay. On the ground. Make it tight. Whoop. There it goes. Slipping out of my foot. Stomp on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Arms are feeling it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and for the last one, take it up above your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? I said the last one, but I really just meant the last one while we're standing up. Okay. Once you've got it all good and tied, we're going to start by doing our feet apart. 1, and you don't even have to put your feet down when you get out wide. So you can just have them up in the air. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to do the diagonal ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, great. Last set. Oop, if I can undo mine. Tied it too tight, evidently. There we go. Okay, on to the last one. You got a little bit of a break there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, last arm one. You're almost there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, and apart. Remember, you don't have to put your feet down. So that way then, if you do have something, an ankle injury or something like that, this will be not so hard. So if you do have that, you can lean back here and that'll help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, last one diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. We're all finished. Okay, that's it for the week. Feel free to do these as many times as you want to this week. And we'll see you back here next week.